Hello and thanks for joining us on Nationwide today. We are live in Abuja. I'm Amina Saidu Abubakar. A group, Guidance of Democracy and Development Initiative, has called for the suspension of the national chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council and national chairman of the Action Democratic Party, ADP, Yabagi Yusuf Sani, over alleged forgery and perjury. Timothy Yusuf reports that the IPAC chairman has, however, reacted to the allegations, saying the issue has been investigated by the police.
The group, Guardians of Democracy and Development Initiative, at a media briefing, alleged that Yabagi Sani forged a death certificate for Musa Muhammad Ali, the House of Representatives candidate of ADP for Nasarawa Federal Constituency, Kano State, and proceeded to swear an affidavit and wrote a letter to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, requesting his replacement in the 2023 general election.
In a letter dated November 1st, 2022, using the ADP letterhead signed by Engineer YY Sani and Bito Fegesi, the national chairman and the secretary general of the party, respectively, addressed to the INEC chairman, the chairman of ADP brought notice of death against a living person.
Meanwhile, the IPAC chairman, Yabagi Sani, has dismissed the allegation, saying that after a police investigation into the issue, it was discovered that his signature was forged.
Well, what is strange to me is that all this while, why was this case not mentioned? Why is it now that I'm contesting for the national chairmanship of the party that somebody, of IPAC, that somebody would now bring a case, that already I myself reported, I reported the forgery, in November. Perhaps they didn't get the full knowledge. I had reported this matter myself.
It will be recalled that INEC, at a meeting recently in Abuja, had cautioned political parties to be careful of infractions that could lead to undermining the integrity of electoral process in the country. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
The Minister of State for Defense, Mohammed Bello Matawalli, says the Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, DICON, will explore technologies with any of the U.S. in fighting terrorism and other forms of criminality in Nigeria. A statement by the Director of Public Relations, Henshaw Ogubike, says the minister noted that the collaboration is centered on establishing assembling plants for the production of advanced military equipment to fight insecurity in Nigeria. The minister, on a working visit to the USA, had a tour of the Neni company towards promoting innovative technologies to enhance Nigeria's military efficiency. In another development, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Ibrahim Abubakar Kana, is appealing to doctors and other health workers not to leave Nigeria. He urged them to stay and carry out their professional responsibility here, adding that the federal government is committed to positioning the health sector of Nigeria. He made the appeal at the opening ceremony of the Nigeria Medical Association National Executive Council meeting in Abuja on the current Japa syndrome of Nigerian doctors and other health workers. Kana urged his colleagues not to leave the country, stressing that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is committed to the improvement of the health sector. President Bola Tinubu congratulates Nigerian-born professor of pharmaceutical nanoscience and top-flight researcher Ijeoma Ugegbu on her election as president of Wilson College, one of the 31 colleges of the University of Cambridge. Professor Ugegbu, renowned for her innovative work in nanoparticle drug delivery, is currently a professor of pharmaceutical nanoscience at the University College London. President Tinubu celebrates her outstanding accomplishment and commends her for being an excellent ambassador of the country, epitomizing the ingenuity, brilliance, and hard work synonymous with the great Nigerian people. While wishing the Nigerian-born professor more success as she takes on this important role, President Tinubu assures Nigerians in the diaspora that his administration remains committed to building a robust interface mechanism that harnesses ideas, promotes investment opportunities, and strengthens bonds in line with his 4D foreign policy. Similarly, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, Chairman CEO Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, has rejoiced with Professor Ijeoma Uchegbu, describing her appointment as well-deserved. She said the appointment of Professor Uchegbu did not come to her as a surprise, knowing her pedigree in the field research and knowledge. Her appointment has further confirmed that there is reward for hard work and Nigerians abroad are endowed with integrity and excellence. She will succeed the current president, Professor Jean Clark, on October 1st, 2024. In the last week, the NIDCOM boss has had cause to celebrate 7 Nigerian achievers on their various global appointments and awards. The Navy Logistics College in Dawakin Tofa, Kano State has witnessed a spectacular combined graduation ceremony as officers from 5 prestigious courses celebrate the culmination of their training, marking a new chapter in their careers. Elizabeth Yila reports that a total of 157 officers graduated, underscoring the Navy Logistics College's commitment to producing competent and skilled professionals who will contribute significantly to the nation's defense and logistic capabilities.
Pride and accomplishment. As graduates from the Long Logistics Management Course 3, Logistics Officers Basic Course 35, Petty Officers Qualifying Course Batch 43, Leading Seaman Qualifying Course Batch 43, and Basic Qualifying Course Batch 51 were adorned in their uniforms, ready to step into the next phase of their careers.
And Basic Qualifying Course, congratulations. Thank you, sir.
I am certain that you have gained optimally during your training and are now better equipped for the challenges ahead, be it ashore or afloat.
Certificates and awards were presented to the 157 graduates, recognizing their exceptional dedication and commitment.
Treasure made a first class with a cumulative average of 80.
This does not only signify the end of their training, but also marks the beginning of a journey to contribute to the nation's security and logistics operations.
It makes us to know the modern reality of the logistic management.
What we didn't even know, we've known it now.
The Navy Logistics College, Dawakin Tofa, has once again proven its commitment to producing skilled and capable professionals for the defense of the nation. In Kano, Elizabeth Yila, NTA News.
The Nigeria Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress have described as fake reports in some media platforms purportedly signed by the General Secretary of the NLC and Secretary General of TUC, Comrades Emmanuel and Nuhu Toro, to commence strike tomorrow, Monday, December 18, 2023, across the country. The labor unions wants to reassure Nigerians that this notice did not emanate from them, and neither do they have any intention of initiating any strike action this period. They advise Nigerians to ignore the fake notice. Following the recent terrorist attacks on some communities across Zamfara State, the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has provided relief materials for distribution to the victims. The donation was received by the Zamfara State government. Jamilu Ibrahim has more.
Increasing humanitarian crisis resulting from especially the recent more displacement of communities by terrorists across Zamfara State calls for more collaborative efforts to provide relief to the victims. It is in the light of this that the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has swiftly responded to the situation by providing assorted relief materials to the IDPs. The items include 215 bags of rice, 215 cartons of spaghetti, and 215 sacks of semovita, as well as the cooking oil and seasonings. Others are clothing materials, mats, mattresses, detergents, utensils, books and writing materials, as well as farm inputs, among other things.
I wish that these items are going to be distributed to all the persons of concern in all the locations in Zamfara State that were affected and also distributed judiciously.
On behalf of my boss, His Excellency Dauda Lawan, we are very grateful.
It will be recalled that Governor Dauda Lawan was recently at the National Refugees Commission headquarters Abuja, where he made the case for more interventions to Zamfara State. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
The National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons has organized a free medical and surgical outreach for IDPs in Maraba FCT. Ruth Aguela reports that the outreach is part of efforts by the Commission to improve the well-being of IDPs across the country to aid sustainable livelihood support.
This is Gurukul IDP camp, located between the boundaries of FCT and Kefi, Nasarawa State. For the internally displaced persons who have gathered here, light has come their way. It is a free medical and surgical outreach organized by the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons in collaboration with the Association of Resident Doctors, Federal Medical Center, Kefi, an initiative tagged Health Without Borders by the Commission to provide access to quality health care for all persons of concern. Ayuba Majiga, who is 81, has been suffering from severe pains which makes movement difficult for him. He says he has no funds to cater for his health, but today, succor has come his way.
One of our chairman told that they are coming here to see people and let you go and see them. If you see them now, they will give you drugs or it will help you with this your sickness. He told me. I am happy.
From screening to free distribution and administration of drugs, surgery, and other medical services, these medical personnel are determined to deliver quality health care.
We'll be doing herniorrhaphy, we'll be doing lumpectomy, that's for those that have lipoma, like endometriosis, soft fertility, and fibroid. Those ones will cancel them and give them appropriate referral and follow-up.
The Federal Commissioner, Tijani Aliyu Ahmed, in a message says the Commission is not relenting in reaching out to all persons of concern by providing basic health care for the IDPs with the skilled medical professionals who are on ground to render best services.
The project is geared toward mitigating malnutrition, establishing and upgrading health facilities, as well as facilitating access to free health services through health insurance.
For the beneficiaries, no better time to put their health first, as health, they say, is wealth. In Abuja, Ruth Aguale, NTA News.
As part of efforts by the President Tinubu-led administration to decongest custodial centers across the country, 9 inmates serving their various jail terms at the Federal Custodial Center Owerri and Okigwe Custodial Center in Imo State have been set free following the payment of their optional jail fines by the Minister of Interior, Tunji Ojo. Kingsley Ononu has details.
A day of joy for the freed inmates who were convicted for various crimes ranging from sodomy, child trafficking, and theft. Speaking at the event, the controller, Nigeria Correctional Service, Imo State Command, Kingsley Njoku, enjoined the freed inmates to be good citizens.
So, decided to ensure that the congestion of correctional or custodial centers in Nigeria will be reduced to their arrest minimum.
In addition to their release, the inmates were given unspecified amount of money by the controller of Imo State Command of Nigeria Correctional Service on behalf of the federal government for their transport fees back to their various places of abode. One of the freed inmates, Esther Wilson, who spoke on behalf of her colleagues, vowed that they will never go back to their old ways of life.
It is not possible for us to go back to that vomit. God has sanctified us.
6 out of the 9 released inmates were serving their jail terms at the Federal Custodial Center, Owerri, while the remaining 3 were inmates of Okigwe Custodial Center. In Owerri, Kingsley Ononiwu, NTA News.
As part of efforts to expose students interested in journalism and television production to the workings of the media industry, students of the Command Secondary School Suleja visited the Nigerian Television Authority's headquarters in Abuja. Olayin Kaujo reports that the students were led on the visit by the commandant of the school, Lieutenant Colonel Rufai Aliyu.
On how information are gathered and disseminated to the public, these students of Command Secondary School Suleja, whose institution's motto is discipline and knowledge, are on excursion to the largest television network in Africa, the NTA. The students, who were no fewer than 30, were received at the television station by the general manager of NTA Knowledge, Bukola Da Silva, and conducted round the state-of-art transmission facility. Some of the sections visited include the master control room, studios and the newsroom, where they were given talks on how every department worked to create a single picture or video aired on the screen. At the station's newsroom, the students were engaged in an interactive session and advised to be good ambassadors of their school and pursue their passion for journalism with vigor. Another interesting thing about the excursion is that it afforded the students the opportunity of showcasing some of their civic and entrepreneurial skills in cooking, baking, and tie and dye, which they were taught in school. Olayin Kaujo, NTA News.
To join Michael in Lagos for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Michael.
Good to see you. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has called on council chairmen in the state to focus on housing projects in their respective local governments and LCDAs to bridge the housing deficit in the state. The governor made the call at the inauguration of 101 housing units in the Agboike local government development area of Lagos. SC1 reports.
Of the 101 housing units project, which began in 2010 in the Agboike area of Lagos, is aimed at addressing housing needs in the state and revitalizing a once notorious spot for criminals. The chairman Agboike LCD, Dele Shinowo, expressed his gratitude to the Lagos State Governor for his immense support towards the realization of his vision, noting that the completion of the project significantly contributes to the themes agenda of the Lagos State Government and exemplifies the potential of local governance in Nigeria. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu emphasized his administration's commitments to creating an enabling environment for the private sector, as well as partnering with developers to provide more decent and affordable houses.
I want to throw the challenge to other chairmen that are here. I know that all of you have your peculiar challenges and you have your peculiar visions of what you want to do. But housing should certainly also rank among those your vision.
The construction of the 101 housing units in the Agboike LCDA makes the local authority the first to construct a residential housing estate under a public-private partnership arrangement in Nigeria. In Lagos, S.A. Omaka, NT News.
In promoting the nation's art and cultural heritage, Nigerians should not only be ambassadors, but consider themselves stakeholders in promoting the identity that define the nation as a people. This is the message of at the National Theatre's Festival of Unity, with the theme Boundless Possibilities, held at the National Theatre in Lagos. Larry has details.
Since 2020, the National Theatre's Festival of Unity has been a platform of harnessing the cultural uniqueness of Nigeria by bringing people from every part of the country to display their music and various dance steps. The event also features lectures, drama, and film shows.
We are multicultural, but there are certain commonalities that bind us together. I mean, the ways we make our drum, most of our dances, most of our songs, they are all unifying.
For management of the National Theatre, the iconic structure is important for Nigerian arts and culture, which will provide brands and generate revenue, as well as engage in talent hunt.
Nigeria's creativity is conquering the world. Our vibrant cultural tapestry now adorns the global stage, a testament to the boundless possibilities.
In our new thinking is to talent hunt, to key to the creative economy, to deepen our GDP, and make progress in this country.
Yes, we can go into politics and so many things could happen. But you know, after politics, what else? We need to sit together, work together, and move our country forward. And that's exactly what Festival of Unity is all about.
Leadership of the National Theatre say the platform Festival of Unity will be expanded through successive celebrations to encompass more cultural brands and performances not yet captured. In Lagos, Larry Bileyi, NTA News.
Those are the news from Lagos. Nationwide continues from our Ibadan Network Center.
Welcome back. The National Council on Establishment, at the end of its 45th meeting, again rejected outrightly the request for an upward review of retirement age for public servants to 40 years of service or 65 years of age. Hamman Jabani reports that this was part of the communique issued by the Council at the end of its meeting.
45th National Council on Establishments, which took place in Bauchi State, issued a 13-point communique, among which is the rejection of the upward review of retirement age, as it is contrary to national aspiration of renewal, youth empowerment, and innovation. However, it noted that the option of contract appointment exists and should be explored, where necessary, to bridge skills gap as a result of retirement. The Council approved integration of National Skills Qualification Level 1 to 5 in Scheme of Service, professionalization of human resources practice in the public service, creation of Information and Public Relations Officer cadre structured Level 8 to 17, and Executive Officer Information and Public Relations cadre structured on grade Level 6 to 14 on the Scheme of Service. That a retreat for head of service to cross-fertilize ideas peer review will be held once a year in the first quarter. The Council also resolved that the Standing Committee should undertake a holistic evaluation of requests for enhanced entry points and report back at this 46th Council meeting. Council appreciated the renewed commitment of government to the welfare of civil servants and urged ministries, departments and agencies of government to be more proactive on training and welfare matters without waiting for the labor unions to champion the demands. The 46th National Council and Establishment meeting will be held in Oshogbo, Osun State in 2024. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
The Federal Fire Service has charged its officers on renewed vigor towards the deployment of sophisticated methods in containing fire outbreaks. This was during an annual review of its performance for the year 2023 and 2024 projection of what it sets as its target in reducing costs and cases related to fire disasters. With huge costs on the economic and human lives, the service says efforts are being made to train personnel, reinforce a more robust strategy for fighting fire incidents and other rescue and humanitarian crises.
We are moving in such a way that the digital and experience what is expected of us. It is not the service of yesterday. It is service that needs intellectuals. It is the service that needs people with ICT. It is the service that needs people with courage, so that when you are going or you are sent to go and represent the service in any occasion, we will know that you raise your head high, and when you are talking, you talk with authority.
A drug baron suspected of instigating an officer of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLE, Sokoto State Command, has been arrested. The NDLE commander, Sokoto State Command Adamu Iro Muhammad, briefed newsmen on the development in Sokoto. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa reports.
The suspect has been in the wanted list of the NDLE and the Nigerian police since January this year. It all started during an operation in Bodinga local government area, where the suspect allegedly instigated the community against his arrest, that led to the killing of the command's officer and took advantage of the fracas to escape. 59 suspected drug dealers and users in possession of illicit substances were also arrested in a joint operation in Sokoto metropolis. While appreciating Sokoto state government for its support to security agencies, the commander urges parents, guardians and other stakeholders to complement the efforts by monitoring their children to ensure a drugs and crimes-free society.
The suspects that we arrested, we are going to seize them. Those that we know they are dealers, we are going to prosecute them accordingly. While those that are established to be users, it is our rule that users are being referred to our counseling unit and they will be counseled and released to their immediate families.
This breakthrough is coming barely 2 weeks after the discovery of a cannabis sativa farm in Sayina village, Tambo local government area. In Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA.
In a concerted effort to combat drug abuse among the youth during the festive season, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency NDLEA Kano Command, in collaboration with various partners, organized a Yuletide awareness campaign. Elizabeth Yila reports that the aim is to enlighten and caution students from secondary schools across the state on the perils of substance abuse.
The campaign held at the Kano Command premises saw the participation of 4 secondary schools. The primary objective is to enlighten students about the perils of drug abuse and equip them with knowledge to make informed decisions. The commander, NDLEA Kano Command, emphasized the urgency of tackling drug abuse, particularly during the holiday season, when there might be an increased likelihood of experimentation.
During this Yuletide period, when it is expected that schools will close down for the break, and most of these pupils, will be at home and largely will be idle doing nothing. So we are trying to sensitize them so that they will utilize the period of these holidays not to engage themselves, especially in issues like substance abuse.
Various speakers, including experts in psychology and addiction counseling, shed light on the physiological and psychological consequences of drug abuse. As the festive season approaches, the resounding voices of these students echo a collective commitment to making informed choices and advocating against drug abuse, fostering a safer and healthier community. In Kano, Elizabeth Yila, NTA News.
Dr. Kayode Fayemi, the former governor of Ekiti State, has extended heartfelt birthday wishes to the immediate past president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, on his 81st birthday. Fayemi commends President Buhari's leadership in the service of Nigeria and the Nigerian people, acknowledging that he did his best to improve the lives of Nigerians during his 2 terms as president, saying Buhari became president at a difficult time in the nation's history, at a time when insecurity was rife. However, through his leadership, Nigeria witnessed great turnaround as insurgency was largely contained, giving Nigerians respite. Fayemi further wishes the former president good health, wisdom and strength, and continued success in the service of the country. Similarly, a group Buhari's extolled former President Buhari's qualities, especially his pro-people agenda, as he turns 81. The group, in a message through former Director General of the Voice of Nigeria, Osita Okechukwu, recalls former President Buhari's devoted service to the common man and his Marshall Plan to confront the challenges of food security in the country. They appeal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to continue with some of the laudable programs, praying for healthier and fruitful years ahead. We now welcome back. Leaders at various levels in the public and private sector have been charged to render selfless service to the people for the overall development of the nation. This was re-echoed at the Association of Heads of Federal Establishments Cross River State Chapter 2023 end-of-year party and launching of 2024 calendar. Paul Abel completes the report.
It is a full house at this time of the year when the Association of Heads of Federal Establishment converge to review and prospect for the new year, and the chairman of the association is using this opportunity to appreciate the dedication, commitment and unity exhibited by members. As she commends the professionalism, excellence, and support of members, the chairman equally appeals to others to work with the body.
As a leader, you must be determined to make sure you serve, and the services should be rendered to the people in a good way. Association like this is where you join hands together for us to build our nation.
As part of motivation to the performance of members, a public service award was given to service commanders and others for their diligence, outstanding commitment, and contributions to the growth of the nation.
The reward for hard work is more work, and that's what the award has told us, that we should do more.
It's going to spur me and my other service commanders immensely.
Special features at the event include launch of the 2024 calendar, toast for unity and prosperous new year, and cultural dances. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
We now join Charity in Ibadan. Hello, Charity.
Welcome to Ibadan. In a bid to find a lasting solution to lack of laborers and high cost of machinery, farmers are to be trained for enhanced mechanized farming solution. Rufia Animation Badmus, who was at the demonstration of the farming equipment in a same town, Oyo State, has more.
Farmers are to heave a sigh of relief with expectation of high yields as soon as they start using mechanized farming equipment on their farms. This is to be possible as they were trained on the use of the equipment in Isenyi town in Oyo State.
I plead with the government to please make this thing, assist the farmers in subsidizing the price of all these products so that it will be affordable for the farmers.
Such an event, the farmer is able not only to hear about the machine, but also able to see the machine and also to use the machine.
The demonstration is to simulate typical use to deliver full performance. The farming equipment, such as earth augers, tillers, water pumps, among others, have been tested and trusted.
And if you can see our tiller and the other equipment we brought, supposed to help people to farm more efficiently, to seed more efficiently, to harvest more efficiently.
The machines are low priced. Most of them are less than 1 million naira. You have as low as 200,000 for a machine.
Producers of farming equipment give assurance of increasing output, speed, as well as efficiency of farmers in Ibadan. Rofia Animation Badmus, NTA News.
Away from agriculture and talking health, the need to pay more attention to access to immunization as preventive measures to prevent outbreak of vaccine-preventable diseases has been stressed. This came to the fore at a lecture to X-ray pediatric healthcare held at the University Teaching Hospital, Ibadan. Again, Rofia Animation Badmus completes the story.
The lecture played host to founding members of pediatrics practice in Nigeria to discuss the 6 decades of pediatrics practice, research, and training at Ibadan and our global relevance.
Health is not receiving adequate funding in all ramifications, and that is why we are showcasing what has been done in the past, what we are doing presently, and what we think should be the way forward.
Poor maternal mortality, poor perinatal mortality figures, poor neonatal mortality figures, poor infant mortality figures, poor under 5 mortality figures. And these are the indices that help to judge the health systems of any nation.
The problem of the way we're handling our manpower. We're not giving them, remunerating them adequately. We're not giving them incentives to want to stay behind. there's a problem of slowness of recruitment. And then on the other hand is the issue of lack of health insurance.
It's not just the federal government, but the federal government is going to work closely with the states and also to the local governments to ensure a holistic reform.
Experts, however, solicit improvement in children's health challenges such as malnutrition, malaria, pneumonia, and diarrhea, which contributes to high morbidity and mortality rates in Ibadan. Rofia Animation Badmos, NTA News.
And that's a contribution from here. It's back to Abuja for continuation for more reports.
Thank you, Charity. Christmas came early for some widows and children of policemen who pay the supreme price in the line of duty of securing lives and property. As the chairperson of Police Wives Association, POA Oyo State, distributed palliatives as part of intervention for widows and the less privileged. Grace Ayalanke reports that the event captured various displays from the members.
Presenting certificates and tools to the successful students of the Skills Acquisition Program, the words of the fourth stanza of the national anthem, the labors of our heroes past shall never be in vain, came to life, hinging on the 3-point agenda of the President's POA Nigeria, Elizabeth Egbetokun: education, quality healthcare delivery, and better life for police wives and children. It is believed that the comfort of police families would go a long way, reflecting in the service delivery of the officers and men of the Nigeria Police.
If these people, if they can train them, and I can be able to give them like the starter pack to start their own work and let them have a better life.
Celebrating the members of the association for their selflessness, wife of the Oyo State Governor Tamuno Minini Makinde appealed to the association to also include widowers as beneficiaries of the intervention, as a heart of gratitude cuts across gender.
We really appreciate what they did for us. We thank them.
Teenager like me, 16 years, she make a balm and even a slippers. Like I can't even imagine. Look at the wardrobe.
Top 10 graduating students of the 63 enrolled in the shoemaking skill acquisition program received equipment of trade as part of intervention for widows of police heroes and the less privileged. Grace Ayonleke, NTA News.
Understanding the concept of Islamic finance and maximizing the opportunities to end poverty will ensure economic inclusion and liberation. This from the basis of discussion at a round table by teachers of Arabic and Islamic studies in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. The report.
By the global economic status and the need to prefer solutions taking advantage of Islamic finance, the Nigerian Association of Teachers of Arabic and Islamic Studies, NTA, puts global financial policy and economic development into perspective. Speakers emphasize that Islamic finance embraces principle of fairness and justice in economic dealings as its foundation is rooted in Sharia principles, urging all and sundry to key into product opportunities in Islamic financial institutions.
By integrating the Islamic principles and complementary instruments of Islamic finance through collaboration with all stakeholders, we can positively transform the current poor state of the Muslim.
Arabic language experts, that is you, should key in and contribute towards the promotion of Islamic finance education.
There are so many works that people have written regarding this, even long before the era of colonialism.
What you do daily to ensure that society is better is also part of your religious responsibilities.
To correct misconception about activities of Islamic finance, the Arabic teachers believe that it is a joint responsibility of all Ummah. In Ibadan, Oyeyinka Omole, NTA News.
In another development, Kaduna State is integrating women in procurement procedure as part of steps to promote gender balance in government businesses through sensitization of women on gender-responsive entrepreneurship. Jamila Abubakar reports that the initiative is a product of collaboration between Kaduna Public Procurement Authority and United Nations Women.
Gender disparity has been a major setback in business of governance, particularly as it affects certain policies. Kaduna State is not an exception, as stakeholders are making efforts to close the gender disparity gaps. Procurement process and procedure is key element to the ongoing reforms taking place in governance. This compelling need prompted desensitization for women to understand the rudiments of procurement and instill financial prudence in the process.
Prior to this time, I didn't know much about bidding, and I thought bidding and procurement is meant for men and those in government. But they've been able to put us through every angle. I'm calling on all women who have business in Kaduna State, and even women that don't have business. I'm calling on the housewife, I'm calling on the married women, I'm calling on the young girls. So long as you are a woman in Kaduna State, the room is open for you.
Speakers at the event identified limited access to information and financial resources as a major impediment and called for a stronger commitment to the cause.
I feel that, women should focus in the private sector where they can get decent income. You don't have to beg. You don't have to compromise yourself.
We empower a woman, you are empowering a nation. So with this in mind, that's why we want women to come forward. And we're trying to do all the legislation, all the necessary implementation to see that we help the nation.
To ensure that we're able to train women in businesses around the public procurement process, give them information, let them know how to bid, and also let them know how to actually participate across the several levels of the procurement guidelines.
Empowering women is essential to the health and social development of families and communities, as they will contribute their skills to the workforce and reach their full potentials. In Kaduna, Jamila Abubakar, NTA News.
Akwa Ibom Christmas Carol has been described as a valuable tradition and major indicator of the unity of the people under one God. Governor Omo Eno stated this while declaring open the 2023 Akwa Ibom State Christmas Carol held at the Unity Park in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Kelvin Samuel reports.
Gathered here are thousands of choirs and solo gospel artists from different parts of the country with one mission to bring down the glory of God through the rendition of songs. This tradition is captured in an annual ritual in appreciation to God's benevolence through the year 15 years ago.
I pray that today God will lead you through the Holy Spirit to find your place of navigation, to find your place of creation, to find your purpose in life. When
Governor Enowai addressing congregants says the Carol Night is one aimed at uniting Akwa Ibom people from all spheres of life.
That we can come together under one umbrella, defiling our tribes, defiling our backgrounds, defiling who we are across party lines to celebrate Akwa Ibom State. This is who we are.
The Akwa Ibom Christmas Carol Festival is an international religious festival of Christian songs, dance and worship that is officially certified and cited in the Guinness Books of World Records.
With the theme Arise and Shine for Thy Light is Come, the 2023 Akwa Ibom Christmas Carol is unique as it provides a platform for indigenous artists to showcase their talents. In Uyo, Kelvin Samuel, NTA News.